With him we can lose. We always win. He's our champion. Oh, Yahuwah is the awesome one. There's none like you. With you we win. You're our champion. With you we can't lose. We always win. We lift our hands. We lift our voice. We celebrate our champion. We sing hallelujah, for the King who is victorious. We lift our hands, we lift our voice, we celebrate our champion. We sing hallelujah, for the King who is victorious. Yahuwah is the awesome one. There's none like you. With you we win. You're our champion. With you we can't lose. We always win. You're our champion. Oh, Yahuwah is the awesome one. And there's none like you. With you we win. You're champion. With you we can't lose. We always win. You're our champion. And there's none like you. With you we win. You're our champion. With you we can't lose. We always win. You're our champion. Oh, boys, we celebrate our champion. We sing hallelujah, for the King who is victorious. We lift our hands, we lift our voice, celebrating hallelujah, for the King who is victorious. Yahuwah is the awesome one, and there is none like you. With you we win. You're our champion. With you we can't lose. We always win. You're our champion. Oh, Yahuwah is the awesome one. There is none like you. With you we win. You're our champion. With you we can't lose. We lift our hands. We lift our voice. We celebrate our champion. We sing hallelujah, for the King who is victorious. Our voice, we celebrate victorious. Yahuwah is the awesome one, and there is none like you. With you we win, you're our champion. With you we can't lose, we always win, you're our champion. Oh, thank you. With you we win, you're our champion. With you we can't lose, we always win. Oh, we lift our hands, we lift our voice, we celebrate our champion. We sing hallow, hallow Yahuwah, for the King who is victorious. We lift our hands, we lift our voice, we celebrate our champion. We sing hallow, hallow Yahuwah, for the King who is victorious. Yahuwah is the awesome one, and there is none like you. With you we win, you're our champion. With you we can't lose. Worthy is our King. We praise Him to get another opportunity to be in your presence, to celebrate and commemorate a time of rest. At this time, we're going to do the Baruch of the Torah. Repeat with me. Baruch Yahuwah.
Baruch Yahuwah.
The Baruch one.
The Baruch one.
Baruch is Yahuwah.
Baruch is Yahuwah.
The Baruch one.
The Baruch
For
one.
all eternity.
For all eternity.
Baruch atah.
Baruch atah.
Yahuwah.
Yahuwah.
Our supreme one.
Our supreme one.
King of the universe.
King of the
Who
universe.
selected us from all the people.
Who selected us from all the people.
And gave us His Torah. Baruch atah.
Baruch atah.
Yahuwah.
Yahuwah.
Giver of the Torah.
Giver of the Torah.
And it is so.
And it is so.
Baruch atah.
Baruch atah.
Yahuwah. Our supreme one.
Our supreme
King of the universe.
King of the universe.
Who gave us the Torah of truth.
Who gave us the Torah of truth.
And implanted eternal life within us.
And implanted eternal life within us.
Baruch atah.
Baruch atah.
Yahuwah.
Yahuwah.
Giver of the Torah.
Giver of the Torah.
And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is so.
Let us now have another song, please. Another song. Then we will go into the reading. I'm chasing after you, no matter what I have to do, 'cause I need you more and more. I'm chasing after you, no matter what I have to do, 'cause I need you more and more. I'm chasing after you, no matter what I have to do. I need you more and more, more and more, more and more, more and more, more and more. after you. I'm praising my way through. Just be closer to you. I'm chasing after you. I'm praising my way through. Just to be closer to you. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. I need you more and more. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. I need you more and more. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. I need you more and more. More and more. More and more. More and more and more. I'm chasing after you. I'm praising my way through. Just to go after you. I'm praising my way through. Just to be closer to you. I'm chasing after you. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. 'Cause I need you more and more. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. 'Cause I need you more and more. More and more. More and more. More and more. I'm chasing after you. I'm praising my way through. Just me. I'm praising. I'm chasing after you. I'm praising my. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. 'Cause I need you more and more. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. I need you more and more. I'm chasing after you. No matter what I have to do. Now, at this time, we're going to have the reading of the Ten Commandments done by Malachi Joshua, and it is so. And it is so.
Deuteronomy 5:6-22. Aleph, I am Yahuwah, your power which brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim from the days of slavery. Beg you to have no other power before me. You shall not make you any graven image that is in Shemayim above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the mind beneath the earth. You shall not bow down yourself unto them, nor serve them, for I, Yahuwah, your power, my jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the Abbas upon the children unto the third of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that heart me and keep my commandments. Gimel, you shall not take the name of Yahuwah your power and falsify it, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that takes his name and empties it. Dalit, guard the Sabbath day to set it apart, as Yahuwah your power has commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah your power. In it you shall not do any work. You, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your ox, nor any of your cattle, nor your foreigner that is within your gates, that your manservant and your maidservant may rest as well as you. And remember that you were a servant in the land of Mitzrayim, and that Yahuwah your power brought you out of there through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore, Yahuwah your power command, neither shall you bear false witness against your neighbor, you, neither maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is your neighbor's. These words Yahuwah spoke unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire and of the thick darkness with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me. And it is so.
And it is so. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 1 through 18. And it reads, These are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which are your power to keep all his and his commandments, which I command you. Therefore, O Yasharal, and observe to do it, that it may be well with you, and that you may increase mightily as Yahuwah power of your Abbas has promised you in the land that flows with milk and honey. Shema Yasharal, Yahuwah our supreme one. And these words which I command you this yom shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your bed, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. To fall to what?
To bind to the mind.
To bind to the mind. It is of utmost importance. And you shall write them upon the posts of your bed and on your gates. It shall be when Yahuwah your power shall have brought you into the land which he swore unto your Abbas, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Yaakov, to give you great cities which you did not build, houses full of all great things which you fill not, wells dug which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant. When you shall have forth out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the bed of slavery, you shall fear Yahuwah your power and serve him, and shall swear by his name. You shall not go after other power, the power of the people which are round about you. For Yahuwah your power is a jealous power among you, lest the anger of Yahuwah your power be kindled against you, and he destroy you from off the face of the earth. You shall not tempt Yahuwah your power as you tempted him in Massah. You shall diligently keep the commandments of Yahuwah your power, and his testimonies and his statutes which he has commanded you. And you shall do that which is right in the sight of Yahuwah, that it may be well with you, and that you may go in and possess the great land which he swore to your Abbas. And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is so. All right, let us have a song, please. For who you are, Yahuwah, our great power, we sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, Yahuwah, our great power, we sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, Yahuwah, our great power, we sing the highest. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. For who you are, Yahuwah, our great power, we sing the highest praise. For who you are, Yahuwah, our great power, we sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, Yahuwah, our great power, we sing the highest praise to you. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. For who you are, Yahuwah, our great power, we sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, who you are, for who you are. You are our great power. We are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. For who you are, for who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, for who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, for who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, for who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. For who you are, for who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, for who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. For who you are, for who you are, you are our great power. We sing the highest praise to you. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, we sing hallelujah, 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 Worthy is our King. We give praises to our King. We celebrate, commemorate a time of rest. We appreciate him for what he's doing, what he's done, what he's yet going to do. Now we're going to turn our attention to Yahush, the son of Nun, chapter 1, verses 6, 7, and 8. When you have it, saying it is so. We're going to recite it. And it is so. Everybody else, you ready? Okay. And it is so. All right. Verse 6, 7, and 8. And it reads, Be strong and of a great courage, for to this people shall you divide for an inheritance the land, which I swore to their Abbas to give them. Only be you strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the Torah which Moshe my servant commanded you. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. Verse 8, as I've tailored it to fit our time of personal confession. Repeat this with me. I will not let this scroll of the Torah depart out of my mouth. But I shall meditate therein. Yom and Layla. That I may observe to do. According to all that is written in it. For therein I shall make my way prosperous. And then I shall act wisely. Now look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, you shall act wisely.
And you shall act wisely.
Look at your other neighbor and tell your other neighbor, and you shall act wisely. And you shall act wisely. Now take your hand and place it over your heart and say, Abba Yahuwah, I shall act wisely. Come on, Abba Yahuwah, I shall act wisely. I am determined to act wisely. I am determined to act wisely. Come on, I am determined to act wisely. And it is so. So it's an agreement. It is a covenant that we make with the Abba that we are going to act wisely. And it is so. Let's have another song. Baruch Yahuwah, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Baruch Yahuwah, oh my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. 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 Baruch Yahuwah. So, and all that is within me. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my
Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. 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 Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. 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 Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. 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 Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. 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 Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. 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 Baruch Yahuwah. My soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. Your name. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is in me. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. I will baruch your name. I will baruch your name. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. Baruch Yahuwah. Oh, my soul, and all that is within me. I will baruch your name. I will baruch your name. I will baruch your name.
Worthy, come on, Baruch him. Worthy. At this time, I want to read to you as we prepare to go into our time of affirmation, declaration of healing, and to the closing of the first portion of our class. I want to read this in your hearing, Yehukanan, Aleph chapter 5, verses 1 through 15 is so important for us to keep as the center and the pinnacle of our lives. Very Mashiach, purpose for coming, and the witnesses that we have to confirm that he is the son of the Abba. Very important, especially in the day and time that we live in. Chapter 5. Everyone who believes that Yahush is the Mashiach has been born of Yahuwah. And everyone who ahabs the one bringing forth also ahabs the one having been born of him. By this we know that we ahab the children of Yahshua, or Yahuwah, when we ahab Yahuwah and guard his commands. For this is the ahab for Yahuwah, that we guard his commands, and his commands are not difficult. Because one having been begotten of Yahuwah overcomes the world. And this is the overcoming that has overcome the world, our belief. Who is the one who overcomes the world but he who believes that Yahush is the Yahuwah, came by water and blood, Yahush Mashiach, none only by water, but by water. Because the Ruach is the truth. Because there are three who bear witness, the Ruach and the water and the blood, and the three are in agreement. If we receive the witness of men, the witness of Yahuwah is greater, because this is the witness of Yahuwah, which he has witnessed concerning his son. The one who believes in the Son of Yahuwah has the witness in himself. The one who does not believe Yahuwah has made him a liar, because he has not believed the witness that Yahuwah has given concerning his son. And this is the witness, that Yahuwah has given us eternal life. And this life is in his son. Nowhere else but in his son. He who possesses the son possesses life. And he who does not possess the Son of Yahuwah does not possess life. I have written this to you who believe in the name of the Son of Yahuwah, so that you know that you possess everlasting life. And so that you believe in the name of the Son of Yahuwah. And this is the boldness that we have in him, that if we ask whatever according to his desire, he hears us. That whatever means whatever according to, he hears us. Whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we have asked of him. Once again, this is concerning the Torah. You can't ask amiss, because if you ask amiss, he's not going to answer. But anything else, you get an answer. It's going to be not from him, but from a whole nother source. Right. So it's important that we remember who the Mashiach is and his purpose in our lives. He came to show us how to live, how to adorn, and how to esteem the Abba. So if we are ever in doubt or ever in question about how we're to live and how we're to govern our lives, look at the life of the Mashiach. Because he's perfect. He shows us what we need to do. Someone may ask, well, what about relationships? He is perfect. He didn't marry. He wasn't here to marry. He didn't come to have children and get married. But the relationship standard is standard across the board. That's right. It's 100% on both parts. So he still gives us an example of how we are to have healthy, wholesome relationships. So it's important that we govern ourselves. And remember, Yahuwah gave us a witness so that if we ever once again in question or unsure, Yahuwah has given us the witnesses. Right. So that will dismantle and remove all other notions, feelings, even people, ideas, and what have you. And all we have to do is look and understand that. And right. It is so. And it is so. All right. Now, at this time, we're going to do our affirmations. Our affirmations help us to stay focused. It is important, very important. Please hear me when I say this is very important, that in our times of affirmations, not just on the Sabbath, but even after and before the Sabbath, that we have that what we affirm our lives to, that what helps to cultivate, nurture, structure our lives, because without structure, we'll be all over the place. Right. And one of the main things that the enemy uses is what we tend to try to believe outside of what he's already given unto us as an outline and guidelines of affirmation. You have to speak to yourselves, or speak to yourself first, not just anything, but the writings, so that your life maintain that structure, that confinement, that governing, so that the Abba can speak to your heart and show you things and give you instructions for your lives, for our lives. We must understand we are in perilous times. And when I mean perilous times, we're in times where we're seeing man-made, listen here, tornadoes. We're seeing man-made typhoons. We're seeing the elements being manipulated by men. Now, you can believe that if you want to, and you don't have to. All this rain, and everybody wants to come out saying, well, I prophesy. Now, I will say this, the Bahamas really got hit hard. The Bahamas really got hit hard. Portions of North Carolina, but South Carolina, where we are, we got drizzles. But it was predicted that we, listen what I'm saying, would have about an inch or two of rain. We didn't get no inch. We didn't even get the ground wet that well. But to stir people in mass panic. What does this do? It boosts the economy. Because then people run out and start buying everything. They go out buy milk. They go buy the vegetables. We went to the store, and just alluding to this, they had went in and just ramshacked the vegetable aisle. They went in and just when I say destroyed and devastated, and then you see them going in the back, refilling the shelves. You so thinking, and they knew that it wasn't going to be that bad. Right. Are y'all following what I'm saying?
Yes.
So here it is. people have spent money and the economy day or an hour was boosted because people were scared. In order to keep ourselves from falling prey to that, we have to have a time of affirmation, a time of meditation, a time that we meditate and reflect upon the things of the Abba and make a conscious decision and vow to ourselves that we're not going to stray from what he's given unto us. We're going to hold fast no matter what comes our way. We're going to hold fast. You'll hear me say this, no matter who comes, who goes, I will always maintain my stand of truth, and I will always maintain all you have. That's all I have. Because when everything else fades away, what are we going to have? The Torah, because that's what's going to stand. So in that being said, we want to once again share with you our time of affirmation, a time that we voice print the atmosphere, what our purpose is, what our goals are, not just once again on the Sabbath, but before and even after the Sabbath. These are our goals. And it is so.
And it is so.
Repeat with me. I purpose to develop my Ruach.
I purpose to develop my Ruach.
I purpose to walk in the light of Torah.
I purpose to walk in the light of Torah.
I am Ibram.
I
am born again.
I am born again.
I am Ibram.
I am Ibram.
I have the life and nature
I have the life and nature
of Yahuwah in my Ruach.
of Yahuwah in my Ruach.
That life is
That life is
the Torah of Yasharal.
the Torah of Yasharal.
I purpose to walk in
I purpose to walk in
the Torah of life.
the Torah of life.
Excuse me. Yahuwah's Torah,
Yahuwah's Torah,
Yahush
Yahush,
is in me.
is in me.
Yahuwah's knowledge,
Yahuwah's knowledge
is in me.
is in me.
Yahuwah's aha
Yahuwah's aha
is in me.
is in me.
Yahuwah's power
Yahuwah's power
in me.
is in me.
He is teaching me.
He is teaching me.
He is leading me.
He is leading me.
I am a child of Yahuwah.
I am a child of Yahuwah.
The Ruach,
The Ruach,
HaKodesh of Yahuwah in me,
HaKodesh of Yahuwah in me,
is leading me.
is leading me.
I'll follow her leading.
I'll follow her leading.
So,
And it is so.
now our time of declaration, time that we declare in the atmosphere healing and deliverance. Repeat with me, Abba Yahuwah,
Abba Yahuwah,
in the name of Yahush,
in the name of Yahush,
our Mashiach,
our Mashiach,
we subdue ignorance,
we subdue ignorance
with Torah knowledge.
with Torah knowledge.
And through this knowledge,
And through this
of
knowledge
Torah truth,
of Torah truth,
we claim healing,
we claim healing,
shalom,
shalom,
deliverance,
deliverance,
and salvation.
and salvation.
We decree,
We decree
Torah truth,
Torah truth
in the lives,
in the lives
of your people,
of your people,
our people,
our people,
Yasharal.
Yasharal.
We unite,
We unite,
not to fight,
not to fight,
not to fight,
not to fight
each other,
each other,
each other,
each other,
but the enemy,
but the enemy
of our belief.
of our belief.
Excuse me, and it is so.
And it is so.
Let us now stand and bow before our King, that we may seal this portion of our time of class.
May the utterance of my mouth
And the deliberation of my heart
and the deliberation of my heart
be desirable before you.
be desirable before you,
O Yahuwah,
O Yahuwah,
Marah, it is so.
and it is so.
And it is so. You know, this is very important. Our actions, the writ of the Abba, because everything we need, how to live, how to govern our lives, how to maintain our lives, is in the writings. And when I look at this, may the utterance of my mouth to be desirable before the Abba. No matter what, while I'm on you, I want what I do, what I say, to always be a reflection of my relationship with Him. I never want to say anything to ever embarrass times. And it is outlined in His writings, outlined in the writings. And so we're going to read this on this Layla, as we are yet in our time of Sabbath rest. Our Sabbath rest will not be up until first day. According to the writings, we follow it accordingly. I'm not ashamed of it at all. So we're going to begin reading Yehuda, and excuse me, and this is a warning letter against falling away. This is a warning letter against falling away. And we're going to start with the first 6 verses excuse me. Starting on my left, we're going to read first. We're going to cover this chapter. As I was reading it, and just kind of meditating on it, I began to look at how Christianity has taken it, and they only take one or two verses out and try to apply it. But the bottom line is we need all of it. It's just like when you are taking supplements. If you have in those supplements, there is a regimen, and there's a say 5 or 6. Well, you don't take what you want, you take what comes with that set. And by doing so, it helps to build you. It helps if you need, just say you are doing energy. If in taking that energy, you're taking, you're drinking ginger tea. You're getting ginseng. You're getting, what else is great? Ginger, ginseng. What is another great tea? Herb. Mm-hmm. I know ginseng is good. Ginger. Turmeric is pretty decent. Turmeric cleans. So if it cleanses, turmeric cleanses. If it cleanses, then yes, it'll promote energy. Why? Because it removes residue. Any of your cleansing teas. Fennel is a great tea. I'm trying to think of some other ones just off the top of my head. But those are great teas to drink. Hibiscus is a great tea. Hibiscus. What else is it? Maca is a great tea to drink. Trying to think. Cacao is a great drink. So these are different ones. It's so many more. And all of them, now understand, some teas or some herbs can fit in more than one category. And so these are teas that can promote energy. Yes, some of them are cleansing teas, but even in a cleansing tea, once you're cleansed, then it does what? It's going to promote your energy, because whatever was having you being sluggish, it's now removed. So the thing of it is if you are giving a prescription from an herbalist and they say, drink this tea, take this, eat this with this, set it up like this. It is important that you follow that systematically, that have fallen behind in so many areas of getting results. Why? Because we don't tend all the time, now understand what I'm saying, many don't tend to follow the formulas or the methods that has been placed before us. We like to do shortcuts. We like to take the short way. We like to take the, what is it called? The not vintage. We like to take, what's the little road called when you're driving instead of taking the main road?
Side roads.
The little side roads.
Frontage roads.
We like to take the frontage roads. We sometimes don't want to take the main road. So the thing of it is knowing when it calls for taking the frontage road and when it calls for taking the main road. And this way of life is important that we take the main road. Right. Because anything outside of that, you're going to find yourself being caught up, and you're going to find yourself basically and at times getting trapped because you just removed yourself from the main road. And one thing about frontage roads, it's not a lot of people. You don't have AAA. You have to wait for somebody to come by that's willing to trust you to pick you up and to take you where you need to go. And then you have to be, extra careful with that because you don't know who or what you're getting in the car with. So once again, it's important that we follow what has been given to us. It is the same thing with the writings. This is a warning letter. And as I was reading it last week, warning us to be careful of the times that we're in right now. We're seeing so many things that are popping up. We see so many things that are not just popping up, but also that are being covered up. Also things that are being silenced, even people being silenced. People that were adamant and people that were on fire and people that were speaking on behalf of the Abba. Now their voice is not as strong. They're not doing as much. Why? Because the enemy